I wanted to share this dream that I had today, May 16th. I was in a classroom and I was with all the other students, but for some reason it was just very leisurely. Like, we weren't sitting in desks or anything. We were just kind of like about the room. So I don't know if that's kind of symbolizing how school just isn't in session right now. But anyway, I was in this classroom and here comes Barack Obama. And he starts reciting something that he's come up with, and he's trying to get all the other students to repeat it back. Okay, and this I just remembered, this sounds like a dream I had years ago where he was in a school gymnasium. And he was saying something, and then he told the students, repeat after me, and they would repeat after him, and he would say something, and they would repeat it. So anyway, he was reciting whatever it was. I couldn't hear the words. It was kind of like mumbled and just kind of blurred out. And all the other students were repeating after him. And I hate to say this, but it was almost like how you say the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay? So he was reciting it. They repeated it. I was the only one there that was against it. And I was like, nope, I'm not going to recite that. I do not agree to it. Obama came over to me, stood right in front of me, looking down his nose at me. And the look in his face was almost like, it was like one of those, if looks could kill. It was almost as if he had to bite his tongue to keep from, I feel like if there was nobody else in the room, he probably would have choked me. And it was almost like he was having to like grit his teeth. And the look in his eye was like, you better recite this. You better say it back. It was evil, you guys. Like, the hatred on his face, the threatening look that he was giving me was like, do it or die type of look. And I've tried to find a picture of him that is similar to that. I'm going to use it as the thumbnail for this video. It was kind of like that, but just kind of imagine more of his head was like tilted up with his chin up, looking down his nose at me, very arrogant and prideful, which I've seen pictures of him before where he has this prideful look on his face where he's literally like looking down his nose and his head is like tilted up to the sky. He's so arrogant, it's disgusting. That's kind of how he was looking at me. This picture, he's kind of looking down, but it was like his head was up, but he was looking down his nose at me. So it was like he was gritting his teeth, almost like, you better say this back. And I was like almost mocking him. I was like, whatever, yep, whatever, blah blah blah. And I couldn't even hear the words that he was saying to me. They were blurred out. But whatever he was saying was totally irrelevant to me, that I didn't even need to hear it. I wasn't going to agree to it. It was said and done. I didn't even need to hear it. I just wanted him out of my face. I wasn't going to recite anything. Okay, so at the end of the dream, it's interesting because it kind of like switched back to me just hanging out with the students. And all of a sudden, I like belted out in song, like, not song. It was, I'm not a singer. I don't like to sing. Music isn't really my thing. So it was just kind of strange that I did this, but I've seen singers do this before. I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of like a vocal coaching where they kind of like do the higher range and then the lower registers like different octaves or something. I'm not sure what you call that. Like I said, music isn't really my thing. But I've seen singers do that before where they'll go kind of high and then they'll go really, really low pitched. That's kind of what I did. I did that lower register. It was like deep from within my soul, like deep in my chest, this lower register, and it just belted out of my mouth. And I'm a pretty small person. Like, I'm only 5'1". I have a small frame. And everybody that was around me in this classroom, they were like, oh my gosh, how did that sound come out of your mouth? It was just like, I don't know, it was so strong and powerful. It was almost like a wind that flew out of my lungs. And it literally blew back the people that were standing around me. Like, they scooted back on the floor a little bit. And they were just laughing. And they were like, oh my gosh, that's unbelievable. There's no way that sound came out of you. So I don't know if that was like the Holy Spirit speaking. I don't really know what that was. That was very strange. But for whatever reason, that came at the end of this dream. So I know Obama is supposed to be speaking today to the 2020 graduates. I don't know what he's going to be saying, but I know that his agenda is pretty much going to be, you are the chosen ones. You're the chosen generation. It's time to rise up and do something about this virus instead of just saying we're going to do something about it. And he knows that they are his target audience to get his foot in the door, in the back door. Because I once had a dream that I shared with you guys where I saw him speaking to students in a high school gymnasium, and he knew he could use them. He could easily manipulate them for his agenda. And it was like he knew they were young, impressionable, and ignorant. And that's why he was using them to be the ones to push his agenda. And in that dream, they were just totally going for whatever it was that he was saying. It was like he was rolling out this plan or idea, and they were going along with it. And I was the only one, like, just like in this dream, I was like, nope, not going to do it. And all the students turned around and looked at me with disgust, and they were like making fun of me. But I didn't care. So I don't know what he's going to be saying today, but I mean, rest assured, it's going to have to do with his Mark of the Beast agenda. He might just warm into it and ease into it today. I know he's supposed to come back. I think they said on June 6th. So he might be a little bit more bold and aggressive and assertive at that point. He might just, like I said, ease into it today. I don't really know. So I just wanted to share this dream with you guys. And I have another dream that I had this morning that I want to share with you. So I will be right back.